Hi there, my name is Kronenberg and welcome to my channel. This is a film review of Poltergeist Activity. It's a horror, came out in 2015. It's a 15, as in rated 15. It's an hour and 24 minutes. It's not on Amazon, it's on Netflix, so the IMDb rating is 2.5 out of 10. So I'll read both synopses. So, IMDb is a father and daughter encountering unexplainable occurrences and finding visions in their new home. And Netflix is following a family tragedy, a quarreling father and daughter encounter unexplainable supernatural occurrences in their mysterious new home. So the director is Andrew Jones, who directed To Killer Next Door. He also produced it, and he produced Ed Gein, The American Psycho. Music was by Bobby Cole, C-O-L-E, who did Werewolves of the Third Reich. Cast, I've only picked these two because they're the only main ones in it. We have Lee Bain, who is David Prescott, who is in the Manson Family Massacre. And Natalie Martins, who is Catherine Prescott, who is in The Haunting of Bloody Tower. It's also known as Unhinged and A Haunting in Pendle Hill. So the credits roll. There's black and white photos, seances, and someone talking about the dead, not knowing that they're dead, moving objects to show that they're still alive, you know, sort of thing. So the dead don't realise they're dead, and the way that they can tell the living that they're still alive is by moving stuff. So it's in like days, like day 1, day 2, day 3. It's in the British Village. I say it's a crappy car. It was like a really old kind of car. I was trying to figure out what it was. So it's an old VW, like not a hatchback, but like an estate. It's really old. Not old, but you know, like not a new version. So the local woman from across the road comes over to welcome them. So she says who she was. She looks sinister. And then before she walked away, she'll pray for them. It's like, I think that's a good sign. Day 1 lasted not even 10 minutes. So it was like, what the hell? That was quick. Now, it's weird because it turns out that dad's actually a vegetarian and the daughter isn't. And normally in films, it's the other way around. The daughter's usually, or the kids are vegetarian and the dad isn't, just eating his meat and stuff. But no, in this way, it's the other way around. It's completely rare. Music is weird. So it's kind of like hearing whales or dolphins in the background, but I think it's supposed to be this haunting music. I don't know if it's supposed to be voices. It just sounds like whales and dolphins. If that makes any sense. Probably not. So my quotes. So she's so obviously they're sleeping in this house. It seems to be all furnished as well. I mean, they were waiting for the delivery guys. Apparently, I never saw them turn up. And they moved in with their like sleeping bags and stuff, but there was all sort of stuff there originally when they turned up. There was beds and everything there. So I have no idea. Anyway, so she woke up in the middle of the night screaming. Right, so Dad's not happy. He's like, "What the hell? I'm just trying to get some sleep." So he comes running into the room. He says, "What the hell is going on in here?" So there's this doll. So I can't tell you about it, but there's a doll. It shows you on the trailer this doll called Otto. And she says, "Get that thing out of here." The doll says, "Please, Dad, get rid of that thing." He says, "What have you brought that down from the attic for?" Because he put it up there earlier on. And she says, "I haven't." He says, "Then how the bloody hell has it got there?" She says, "I don't know." He says, "Do you know what bloody time it is? Stop messing about." it's like, yeah. He's just he ignores the fact that she has no idea how this doll got there. But he's like, "Stop pissing about. I'm trying to get some sleep." So then he takes it outside and throws it to the bin and says, "It's the bin for you, you baldy bastard." It doesn't stay there for very long, let me put it that way. Now, normally a poltergeist isn't normally a ghost, is it? I mean, from what I've seen in many films or even reality, not reality, but it just moves things, hence the beginning of the film. Oh, you don't notice anybody there, it just moves things. Anyway, she brings back a boyfriend or a boy she's met at school, and he's sort of sitting there, and he goes out into the landing. I see this woman walking across the landing into the bathroom wearing a cape, right? And of course they all start screaming and stuff like that. I think, well, that's not a poltergeist. Poltergeists don't manifest. They move things because they can't. Whatever, I don't know. We actually at one point the dad's listening to this author of a book information thing at a bookshop, where they go to do signatures and stuff like that and talk about their books. It's about the paranormal. It's actually quite interesting listening to all on that bit. Poor dad. Right, his daughter's asleep. Well, she was, and he thinks she still is. Right, after this massive thing that's just kicked off at the house. They're over at somebody else's house, the old woman. And he's pouring his heart out about the loss of his mum and how a crap dad he is. He's crying, stuff like this. Now, I can kind of understand that because most men can't talk about the emotions openly. Most men kind of keep it all buttoned up. Plus, grief hits people in different ways. So, obviously, the only way for him to talk about his grief and the way he's lost his mum, the wife and stuff, is when he thinks that she's basically asleep. She's not. She's doing pretty well at hiding it. So he gets the lowdown from the old woman from across the road about the house and the backstory of what the ghosts might be and who used to live there and slaves and whatnot. So they're having this seance, right? And there's a woman called Ethel. And she's doing the seance, and everything she's talking about so far is exactly what the neighbour said to the dad. Even the sodding name of the dead. And it was just like, but nobody twigged. They're like, oh, this is interesting. This is something new. It's like, no, she just told you that in the other. But it's like, did they not write the script? Maybe you could have embellished it a little bit. And then there was automatic writing. That was interesting. So you're in a séance, right? Something bad's happening, right? There's a death occurring during the séance, maybe a couple of deaths. Kind of crapping yourself. So do you tell your daughter to get out of the house, go as far away as possible? Get out, just get out, run. Or do you maybe suggest to go and lock yourself into the room, the same room that she was attacked in a few days earlier? Oh, and then afterwards you run out? Later on? Well, it was different. I'll put it that way. Story was okay. The acting was okay. The music was mostly this piano. But then now and then that weird music kicked in. The one with the dolphins and the whales. The ending was a bit weird. And for some reason the end credits had stills in the film. Not in kind of like black and yellow. I don't mean the storyboard stuff. Where you see the images and the drawings. But not every single, but most of the images that we saw through the film, the people walking, opening the food or whatever, were all there. So what the hell? I'll actually give it a 3. And that's just me being really, really positive with the film because it's just like, God, it was so bad in some points. It's like, my God, what? Especially the seance at the end. Obviously, there's a seance because it tells you at the very beginning there's seances, but it's just that the old woman told the entire story, and then the woman in the seance was, and it wasn't the same woman, it was a different woman, who was recounting what she's hearing from a spirit guide was exactly what the woman from across the road had just told him. Exactly. And he was like, well, this is ridiculous. Put some passion into it, for God's sakes. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed watching and listening to this film review of Poltergeist Activity. Please subscribe to my channel. I've got plenty of other film reviews, quite a lot of horrors. Not all low, some have actually got some decent ratings. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. Leave a comment in the comment box below. Have you seen this film? I don't know. Okay, well, thank you and goodbye.